Welcome back to News Insight. Mr. Philip, what do you think about IPMAN urging Nigerians to avoid panic buying?
I think I have to applaud them for coming out early to let Nigerians know that there is no reason for panic buying. Nigerians are known for buying things they don't need. I think it's one of our biggest problems. Once there's, Yuletide season or ceremony, they will just be panicking to buy things that they may not need. Especially this fuel thing. People are saying that there's no money. Fuel prices has gone up, but yet you see panic buying. Most of the queue you see in filling station is not because there are no fuel in the filling station, because everybody wants to see that they buy fuel because it's Christmas season. What for? And that is why the Nigerian Petroleum Company has come to say that, look, it's you see, and I think it's a gimmick that is always be put forward by the marketers. That say, NNPC refinery is no longer producing, Port Harcourt refinery is no longer producing. It has closed, and what has just started 2 days ago. But I think the body has come to refute that claim that no, they are in full production and all of that. All this is to garner people for panic buying so that the marketer can make more money. And once there's panic buying, what we get at the filling station, the fuel attendant becomes Lord. they are now, you have to bribe them because it's a Nigerian thing for you to even get fuel that you use your money to buy. They will make sure they will create imaginary barricade so that you cannot even get to the filling station. They will now have their own outlets by those who are selling by gallon. They will invite them, they will sell for them. And then those people will be selling for the fuel attendant on the roadside. Just by the filling station that you cannot get into to buy with your own money. I think it's high time that even the Nigerian government to make a law restraining people from doing panic buying, especially as it has to do with the petrol in this country.
Yes, that's true. In Kingsley, do you agree?
Yeah, actually, there is a law. You are not even allowed to convey petroleum products with gallon or jerry can, as we normally call it. Because buying fuel into any of your cars cannot be described as, you can't successfully describe them as panic buying because cars run on fuel. So you can't describe them as panic buying. So panic buying comes when you begin to store the fuel, the petroleum products, using jerry cans and those things that they should not be stored with. You shouldn't store them in your houses or in any warehouse because you are not a marketer who have the facilities, the tank farms to store all those. Okay, but the IPMAN, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, went further to urge their members to reduce their price accordingly. The pricing, Dangote has adjusted its price from 970 to 889 naira. Okay, even though Nigerians are really not, because we were buying for 165 naira when this government came to power.
It's still not enough.
So they are not seeing the reduction, they are not really moved quite well. But again, there's something we say in Nigeria, the half bread is better than none. So the IPMAN urged their people to reduce their prices because when you are selling higher, tendency of people to buy from you will be reduced, except somebody on emergency, maybe those traveling on the highway, So, but again, once your price is different from what people are buying elsewhere, you are going to sell less. So IPMAN is encouraging its member to reduce their prices. And like Barrister said, the timely intervention of this message is very important. Because if the stampede we are seeing for rice happens for fuel,
you are correct. Then what will happen?
What will happen? Explosion.
Then everybody will be consumed by the fire that will come out of it.
Fire. So it was timely, and we kind of give them that credit. And we hope all other agencies interested in charge of things like this can coordinate their members
for
the interest of the public.
Nigerians are like that. They like to store things.
Yes.
And
it's in us.
Look into.
It's in us, and I don't know why we do that. Because one, we are reacting to the system. That I'm not making an excuse for that. Why are we reacting to the system? Because we are not sure whether the system will work for tomorrow or not. We have had cases where you just say, my fuel is empty, but let me go home. I'm tired. Tomorrow morning, I'll come and get fuel. Before you come out tomorrow morning, they say, oh, tanker drivers are on strike. Before you wake up tomorrow, they say, oh, they have reduced fuel price. But because of the reduction, all fuel stations refuse to sell. But if there is increment, all of them will be selling. So because of these uncertainties that our system is riddled with, people want to...
And also it could be, now they're selling at $8.99.
Yes.
What if tomorrow they wake up is at 1,000 again?
That's right. People will sell. People will sell. But now that they reduce, you can see that it's taking the IPMAN to urge their members to reduce. And be rest assured that people in the villages and no crack cranny, they won't reduce.
Even say in addition, now that it's reduction, appeal being made.
Yes.
But if it's an increment, it will not even be pronounced.
You will not
before they will adjust that.
They will increase it.
Yes.
Like you said, you see, the message is very timely because of what has happened for the food distribution. We don't want to experience stampede in our filling stations because it will be too deadly for this country. For Aisha Yusuf to say Nigeria is a massive graveyard, it would be an understatement if stampede happened in our filling station. So I want to commend IPMAN for this initiative of bringing out this message to say, Nigeria, please, we have more than enough fuel for you. Don't go and constitute nuisance at the filling station, thereby committing stampede. Because this is our own. It's inflammable. This is not what we just do and then one person will die. No, if it happens, not only one person will die, everybody that is in that environment and beyond will be consumed. I think
even when it comes to storing the fuel, it can cause explosion in people's houses.
People's survivor mentality is a terrible thing because you ignore many safety measures when you're trying to survive. You can see this stampede for rice. You think they don't know that people die? Or they've never heard that people have died on stampede before. You tend to concentrate on that particular driver, which is to get that in which you want. A lot of people have had to change their schedules about their journey they wanted to make because of not having fuel. So when they now look at what they've suffered in the past, and essentially people are not only storing fuel for transportation too. Mind you, our electricity is not at the optimum. A lot of people still run a generator and all that. So when there is no fuel, to get a fuel for your generator is difficult. You understand? Once there is any kind of scarcity. So people are reacting to those. This is Yuletide. They want to be able to have electricity or power supply in their houses. And how can they guarantee that? Is by having fuel stored. You understand? Because anything, this system is not stable. We need to begin to have a reliable system in all our logistics. Okay? Even the government themselves shouldn't just... How was the subsidy removed?
Anyway,
it was a microphone.
Yeah, so you said it all. You see the same thing we are saying, the same thing that led to the hunger in the land, is the same thing we are experiencing here. Why IPMAN had to say that no, there should be no panic buying. Have you heard anywhere in the world, especially in the Western world, in the UK, in America, that I still have to come out to say, don't go and buy, don't be panicking buying anything, because the system works. It's a failure on the part of government. This is bad governance. The government has failed to do what they ought to have done. That is why all of this discussion, because these are things people take for granted in a civilized society. But here, no, like he said, nobody is sure of the system. Because today, even this minute is not sure. As we are here, we only know what is going on here. We don't know what is outside. When you step outside, it's a different ballgame. So the system needs to work. Those in office today, I appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to sit up. He needs to do more. He's doing his best at the moment, but his best is not good enough for us as it is. He needs to do more. He needs to ensure that the system works, that the institutions are performing at their optimum. You don't have to say that I've done my best. If it doesn't work, then people can. How can a president start his Christmas holiday last week, since on Tuesday last week, when your house is on fire? You have not put this in place to put out the fire. You are going to sleep. If the house burns, what Emikomi, or whatever they call it. So it's not right. The government need to sit up. They need to do, but we don't need these messages from IPMAN and all of that. Don't buy fuel, but don't panic about fuel. We don't need to. Because it's supposed to be there, you drive in and drive out. We're not meant to be told that no, you don't have to be panicked. Like I said about electricity, we don't need to think about fuel to power a generator. Light to be there 24 hours. So long as we are able to pay for it, provide it and see that we are the one that are failing to pay for it.
Yes.
You see that our problems are interconnected.
Yes.
Why the grid themselves? Nobody is making excuse for people in trying to store what they don't need or whatever. Is a reaction that have been developed over decades, over the years. Even this government, civil servants that are trying to steal and all that. We have had some time in the past, like so many years back, where civil servants will retire. They can't get their gratuity.
Yes.
They can't get their pension. Some will die before getting their pension. But those that stole while they were in the office wouldn't even need the pension.
They would be enjoying the one.
So because people are trying to react to some of those things, you can't really separate. It's like a natural thief or somebody who is stealing because he's hungry. Do you understand? There are some people, even though their father is a billionaire, if you keep any electronics here, once they look at that, nobody's there, they will pick it. Those are born thief. But there are some people that is only taking that biscuit because he's hungry. So all these are all become thieves in Nigeria. And it has also characterized our survival mode. But the typical Nigerian is on survival mode, always trying to get things, store, save it on you. Why wouldn't you do that? In your house, you generate your power. Your water, you're the one that draw it from borehole. Okay? A lot of people have solar this thing in their houses now. Okay, for power. Every other thing you
provide security for yourself.
Your gas for cooking, you do that. Security for yourself. How many houses in Nigeria do not have their private security? It's not so abroad. Residential houses. How many? So every house in Nigeria is its own economy. So is this storing of fuel that will become a problem? Yeah. So it's an endemic thing.
Yes.
It's been in the system, and we need to attend to it. A holistic
So
approach.
we need to deal with it from up.
Yes.
Before it comes.
Yes.
You know, I've said it here before that all we need is one good head.
One good head.
One good head.
Once the head is good, the body will naturally adjust.
Yes, that's
You see, the head, we cannot say at the moment whether the head is good or it's rotten.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time.
We will conclude on that note. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be right back.